Okay, so let's take a comfortable seat. Roll the shoulders up and away from the ears. And connecting with your exhale. See if you can lengthen out the exhale and just let it roll over the whole body, from the head down to the feet. So each exhale, just adding a little more intention of releasing and a little bit of a push at the end of the exhale. Allowing the breath to move along the back sides of the nasal cavity. So you can think about widening your ears and sensing the breath into the nose, out through the nose. You might even hear your exhale a little bit. The tongue is resting gently in the mouth, wide ears, full breathing. This is the Ujjayi breath. And working a bit with affirmation today, thinking about something that you would like to manifest, either for yourself or for another being, and making a statement to yourself, a mantra, in a positive present sense, a simple statement, something like, he is happy, she is healthy, I am strong. Something that we'd like to manifest in our lives. And stay with that statement. You can repeat it as many times as needed and let the body absorb the energy from that. Let the body respond, whatever it is right now. And notice where in the body you feel that change. And try to stay with the physical sensation that we brought about with the mantra. Allow the words to start to slowly fade away. Try to stay with the physical sensation. And then coming back to an awareness of the breath here, lengthen out the exhale, expand the inhale. Recognizing that we can come back to these physical and mental states by choice, making a decision to come back to a state of balance whenever you notice that you might be a little bit off. And then on your next inhale, slowly open the eyes and come back into your space. All right, let's start with a neck roll. So keeping the shoulders back and down, we'll drop the nose down toward the floor and then circle here with the tip of the nose. Nice big circles. And pause in that direction and let's rotate the other way. And the next time that you're back in the starting position, we'll pause there and then you can lift the head. All right, let's interlace the fingers and take the palms forward, elbows straight. And we'll take the hands up and over the head. We'll push the ceiling away from the floor, keeping that breath flowing. And let's see, we'll bring the hands down, change the interlace of the fingers, and then palms forward, up and over the head. Nice, smooth breathing. And bring the hands back down. Let's release the hands back by the hips. Shoulders back and down, a little bit of a back bend. Lifting the center of the chest up, maybe looking back behind. Tipping the pelvic bone. It's really opening the front of the body. And on an inhale, we'll come on back up. Just twist to the left, so twisting around the spine, drawing that back shoulder back. And inhale back through center. We'll exhale, other side. And inhale back to center. And come into a long body Konasana. So let's take the soles of the feet together and forward. So they're a little bit ahead. So the normal posture is to have the feet in. So we're going to move the feet a little bit forward to a diamond shape here. Sit bones are evenly down. Let's come on forward, leading with the chest, leading with the heart. You can walk your hands forward. Just kind of feeling out, what are the hips doing this morning? You can kind of push one hip down and the other. So always thinking about lengthening the front of the body anytime you're folding forward here. Inhale, I'm going to come on back up and let's turn over your left knee. So I'm going to try and square the center of the chest over that knee, keeping the legs in the same position. So wrapping the belly around, I'm going to come on forward here. So try to get that right shoulder level with the left. So kind of curling in, not opening out. Trying to take the chest more onto the thigh or toward the thigh, still lengthening. So still trying to reach through from tailbone to the top of the head. So you might feel your right hip wants to come up off of the floor, trying to root that down. A little bit of a twist, a little bit of a forward bend, an opening in the hip. On the inhale, we'll come on up from there. We're going to stay on this side. You're going to take your left hand down onto the floor and the right hand up and over. So in this side bend, again, you might feel that right hip wanting to come up. You're going to root it down and open as much as you want. So maybe you could start to bring your elbow down toward the floor. Inhale, we'll come on up. We're going to work our way over to the right side now. So we're going to turn the chest toward that knee and then coming down over that thigh and knee, any amount, keeping that left shoulder even with the right. So again, lengthening, tailbone on the top of the head, chest dropping down. On inhale, we'll come on up. Coming into the side bend. So we'll take the right hand down now, left hand up and over on that side. And again, you could bend the elbows, start to drop lower, but keep the sit bone down so it doesn't pop up. On inhale, release, coming on back up. All right, from here, let's work our way into hands and knees. Once you're in your hands and knees, do a little cat-cow. Again, synchronizing your cat-cow with your breathing. And noticing which parts of the spine are very mobile today and which parts might be less mobile. The next time I come into cat pose, that'll be the last one. And let's see, let's come back to a neutral spine. And I'm going to use our blocks here. So I'm going to grab a hold, actually let's do it at the low level, a couple of blocks on the low level, lowest level, shortest height, about shoulder width apart. And with our hands here, I'm going to take the knees wide, feet together, and come into a wide knee prayer pose with your hands on the blocks. So the head and chest can start to drop down between the arms, but then push down into your hands so you feel that engagement in the shoulders. Elbows are straight. It's like you're trying to push the blocks into the floor. Inhale, we'll come on back up into your hands and knees, keeping your knees still wide. I'm going to transition here. I'm going to try to come up a level and bring your blocks in a little bit because we're going to try to bring your elbows onto your blocks. So still shoulder width apart, elbows onto your blocks at about the mid-level. And again, we're going to take the hips back toward the heels in a wide knee prayer pose with your elbows here. Then you can bend your elbows, bringing your palms together in a namaste up toward the ceiling. From here, the head and chest can drop between your elbows toward the floor, and your hands can come onto your upper back. So when I think about lengthening the triceps here, so trying to reach through your elbows, and just allowing the front of the body to drop down as much as it wants. And to release, you can release the hands and come on back up into the hands and knees. You can set your blocks aside. And just come forward into a half plank pose. You're going to try and bring your shoulders over the hands, half plank here. You can walk your knees back if you need to. Actively pushing down into the hands, abdominals supporting. Just holding our half plank pose. And noticing where your hands are in relation to your knees. So from here, we're going to bring bringing your elbows down right about where your hands were. See, so you can take your hips back as you need to get your elbows down, shoulder width apart, and turn your palms down, also shoulder width apart. Then you can bring your hips forward again, try to bring your shoulders over your elbows. Coming into forearm half plank pose. So actively push into your hands and the forearms. Try to get the weight a little bit off of your elbows. If you want a little more here, tuck your toes of your right foot and lift your right knee. 3/4 version. So a few breaths here. If you get fatigued, you can rest back in prayer pose. If you're pushing through your right heel, we're going to set that one down, come to the other side, push through your left. So we're actively pushing into the hands, the forearms. Try to draw your shoulders away from the ears, back towards your hips. Abdominals are supported. And if your left knee's up, we'll bring the left knee back down. We're going to come back up onto the hands. And then back into a prayer pose. Hips to heels, reach to the arms, resting here. On an inhale, we'll come back up to hands and knees. I'm going to work into the twist. I'm going to keep the right hand under the nose, and on an inhale, left hand up toward the ceiling. Exhale, reach through to the right side. Full exhale. Inhale and open. Exhale and reach. Inhale and open. Exhale and through. And inhale and open. Exhale, reach, hold, and breathe. On an inhale, we'll come on back to center. And we'll work on the other side. Left hand down on your next inhale, right hand up toward the ceiling. Exhale, reach through to the left side. Inhale and open. Exhale and reach. Inhale and open. Exhale and through. Last one. Inhale and open. Exhale, reach, hold, and breathe. And on inhale, we'll come on back up. All right, working our way into balancing squat. We're going to take the knees wide, tuck your toes under. You're going to walk your hands back towards your feet. Your knees will pop up off the floor. So trying to find a place where your heels are working toward the floor. Spacing is totally up to you in terms of how wide the feet are. Try to find a place that you can hold, lifting up to the top of the head, maybe getting the elbows off of the knees. Where's your challenge place here today in balancing squat? From here, we're going to work our way all the way up to standing, any way that works. Standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet about hip distance apart. And let's take the hands out to the side, take the arms up over the head. Bring the palms together and crescent pose to the right. So dropping down, both shoulders in line. Inhale, back up to center, and exhale, other side, crescent pose. Inhale, back up to center. Your choice if you want to keep your hands over your head or drop your hands to your lower back bend. Tailbone forward, chest lifting either way. If your hands are overhead, you're drawing a line across the ceiling, trying to keep the shoulders back, trying to keep your hands beyond your vision. And it's really opening here if your arms are overhead. If your hands are down, then you're still drawing the shoulders down and away from the ears. The hips come forward to counter the back bend. So really opening the chest wherever we are here. And with the abdominals supporting, I'm going to come on back up. Well, let's take this into a Uttanasana forward bend. Keep those abdominals pulling in, dropping the head down. Hands can come anywhere on the floor blocks or on the legs, lifting the tailbone up toward the ceiling, lengthening out the legs, upper body softens down. And deep bend of the knees. We're going to come up for a chair pose. So connecting with your feet on the floor, all parts of the bottom of the feet are rooted down. Tailbone dropping straight down toward the floor, chest open, elbow straight, breathing. And then we'll push in the feet, come up standing, release the arms. Warrior one, right foot forward. So I'm going to take that right foot and step it, big step forward, squaring your hips to what's in front. Front knee bends right over the ankle. Remember, if you're overshooting your ankle, you need more space between your feet. Tailbone straight down between the feet. Abdominals in, arms up when you're ready. Warrior one. Trying to balance the weight between the two active feet. Seeing if you're balanced there or you're heavier in one foot than the other. And release your left hand down the left leg. So starting to drop that shoulder down toward the floor, just the left side. And then turn your palm up on the right hand and push the ceiling away. So you're going to push up on your right hand, like you're holding the ceiling up with your right hand. The left shoulder drops down a little more. So front knee still bent. So it's kind of coming into a side version of reversed warrior. On inhale, we'll release. Let's bring the hands together at the heart. Still in warrior one in the legs. Root into your back foot, lean forward and then turn toward the right. Revolve side ankle pose. Opening out toward that right side. If you're very low, you can hook that elbow to the outside of the knee, or you could just stay more upright, your choice. Legs are the strength, keeping the tone there, twisting around the spine. Connecting with feet, connecting with earth energy. On an inhale, I'm going to unwind the twist, come back into warrior one. Good, release the hands to the hips, step your back foot forward and your front foot back, coming to the other side. Warrior one on the left side. Front knee bends right over the ankle, hips are square toward what's in front, tailbone down. Good, arms up when you're ready. Virabhadrasana one. Encouraging the prana movement, energy movement through the body with the breath. So trying to facilitate that connection, connecting with all things that you can sense. Feel the feet on the floor, feel the muscle tone, feel the breath in the body, feel the environment around you. Opening your senses. And then coming into our reversed warrior, we're going to drop the right hand down the right side of the body, letting that shoulder drop down. Turn your left palm up toward the ceiling and push the ceiling away. And as much of a back side bend as you want here. Dropping that right shoulder, the more you lift the left side. And releasing that, we'll bring the hands together at the heart, still in warrior one in the legs. Root into your back foot, lean forward and twist to the left for revolve side angle pose on the side. Again, if you're hooking that elbow, trying to keep the length in the body, rooting into your back foot and lengthen. Yeah. And then on inhale, we'll unwind. One more warrior one. And release the arms, step the feet together. Let's do a little bit of balancing in tree pose. Using a support if you want, or free forming in the room. Balance first on the right foot with the left foot up. Any version of tree. So rooting down into your right foot, bending your left knee out to the side. And then that foot anywhere you like, on the floor, on the leg, just not on the knee. Finding your challenge place in your tree pose today. Good, and come on out with control on that side. Try the other side. As you're ready, rooting into your left foot, right foot comes up, tree pose on the side. Try to not hold the breath. Again, trying to keep that prana flowing in the body. And then we'll come on out with control. Good work. All right, let's come on down onto the mat. I'm thinking we will do, let's do a seated one. Have a blanket. Here with a blanket, we're going to fold it up as if you were sitting on it, and then one more. So you have a nice big puffy blanket. So what I'm going to do is we're going to be doing a one-legged reclined hero pose. We're going to do supported. And so the way this will work is we'll start with, let's see, the right leg long and your blanket on your right side. You're going to sit with the legs stretched out in staff pose. And your blanket is here on the right side, so you're able to pass. You don't want to be sitting on your blanket. You're going to be sitting on the floor. Yeah, there you go. Now you're going to roll onto that right side, so the blanket side. You're going to roll onto that side, bend your left knee, and try to point your toes. So point your toes ballerina style, and try to bring that foot back. So I'm going to turn around so you can see what that side looks like. You're pointing your toes, and then you're going to try to set the leg down as much as you can. And try to let your knee rest. Now, for some of you, that might mean you have to have your knee out a little bit. And that's okay if you have to do that for your knee. If you're not getting any knee issues, then try to keep your knees about hip distance apart. The top of the foot starting to work its way toward the floor as much as the ankle wants to go. So your ankle is going to probably feel it here. Now, if you notice, your hips are cattywampus, right? They're off to the side. That's where the blanket's going to come in. So from here, you're going to use your right hand for assistance. Going to lift up, slide your blanket under just that hip and sit back down again. So it's the extended leg side that you're supporting. And that should allow the hips to start to come toward a direction of neutral. Okay, and as long as you're okay in that knee, if you're having knee issues, take the knee out a little wide. From here, it's going to take the hands back. Starting to open the chest, so draw your shoulders away from the ears. It's almost thinking like a back bend, almost like a back bend here. You walk your hands back as much as you want. And that left knee, you're going to try to isometrically push it into the floor. So when you do that, you should feel the quadricep muscle engage. It's like you're lengthening out that whole front side. You don't need to go back too far, just from a comfortable place, breathing here. Reclined, one-legged hero pose. All right, when we get out is opposite the way you got in. So walk your hands up, remove your blanket, release that leg. All right, I'm gonna come to the other side. So now your blanket goes over the left side. Rolling onto that hip, you can bend the knee, pulling your foot back. It might be different this side, totally normal if it is. Pointing your toes, ballerina style, the top of the front of the ankle starts to drop toward the floor. Again, if there's knee things going on, take your knee out. If there's no knee things going on, hip distance apart. And then to fix the hips, you push into your left hand, pad the left hip, coming back upright again. Yeah, it might be different this side, that's okay, totally normal. And as you come back here, you can push your left knee down into the mat. So it's an isometric motion, just kind of pushing down, extending out, lengthening out the quadricep, supporting the front of the hip. Walk your hands back as much as you want. Just breathing. And then walk the hands up. Coming out of that, releasing that knee. We're going to work our way down all the way onto the back. Knees bent, feet on the floor, tops the shoulders down. Let's do a little bridge pose to lock your feet in. Make it a semi-easy bridge. Your hands can be anywhere that you want here. Shoulders down, lift the hips up when you're ready. Breathing uphill into the belly. And lower the hips back down to the floor. Let's pick up the feet for happy baby pose. Reach down, grab your feet, kick them up towards the ceiling. Knees come toward the shoulders. You can release your feet. You want to cross your left knee over your right. So stacking your knees like you were crossing your legs under a table. Both feet still off the floor, knees drawing in. So left knee over right. Keeping your knees in close, we're going to roll over all the way to the right side. Both knees and feet may come to the floor. So drop the knees, everything down, and the knees are kind of close up towards your chest. So they're in and all the way over. And then open the left side, left shoulder down toward the floor. Open the upper body toward the left side. So getting a nice twist, breathing here. On an inhale, we're going to roll on back to center. Let's switch sides. So we'll stack the right knee on top of the left, both knees bent, drawing your knees in as close to the chest as they will go. And then drop both knees and both feet over to the left side. So in close toward the chest and off to the side, whole lower body rotating in that direction. And then dropping your right shoulder down, opening the chest toward the ceiling, upper body toward the right. On inhale, roll on back to center. And then you can work your way into Shavasana, corpse pose. Finding a place where you can relax, relaxing completely. Bring the awareness back to the breath in the body. You're noticing how you're doing right now. How's the mind? How's the body? Allowing some movement to return to the body. And then in your time, making your way to a seated position. Thank you all for joining and for sharing your yoga practice. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Get outside, enjoy the sun, and I will see you all next time. Namaste.